Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to continue on our series with the best SDS rotary hammers. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about this one, L-shaped drop motor style 20-volt brushless XR shocks performance protect one from DeWalt. Okay, so this one, the model number is DCH273, and a lot of people are in the DeWalt lineup are using this tool, are pretty much saying this is the workhorse for their SDS platform, or their SDS needs, right? So we thought we'd check this one out because we checked out the other one, which was like DCH273. It's very lightweight, which is a D handle style, but it did not perform as well as a lot of people thought it should. But this one may or may not perform better, right? So we're here to find that out today. So if you want to know more about this tool, and if you really want to see how it performs on the test track compared to other tools that are currently on the market, or at least the ones we've tested so far, stick with us. This right here is DeWalt's 20-volt max XR brushless cordless 1-inch SDS PLUS L-shaped rotary hammer drill, otherwise known as a drop-shaped motor style rotary hammer drill. This tool is optimized with 2.1 joules of impact energy to provide faster than corded speed performance. It has shocks and active vibration control. It is compatible with the dust extraction kit, which you have to buy separately. The model number on that kit is D25303DH. It is guaranteed tough by DeWalt, backed by their 3-year warranty, 2-year free service, and 90-day money-back guarantee. It has the anti-rotation E-clutch system to cut off the tool in case of bind-up situations. We already talked about the shocks, but it has shocks and anti-vibration control system in their perform and protect lineup. Okay, for the people who weren't sure what 2.1 joules of impact energy means, that means 1.55 foot-pounds of impact energy, and it has the 360-degree side handle and depth rod. It has the utility hook, which is not very common on SDS hammer drills. It is generally ergonomic, and it has a RPM speed at roughly 1100 RPMs, and it packs a BPM of roughly 4600 BPM. So this right here is obviously the left-hand part of the tool, but we'll go ahead and talk about this handle real quick. So if you look at this handle, it's pretty much like any handle on SDS hammer drills. And right now, you could position it wherever you want, and wherever you want to position it, and you get it there, just lock it down just like that, and then it won't be going anywhere. Okay, there is a little lip right here, just in case you loosen it a lot and rotate it, won't just like fall off too easily, but you can get it out in case that's what you needed. Okay, this right here is obviously the depth rod in case you needed to use that. The way you would use that is you would compress. Right, if you look right here, the spring, you compress the spring, and then you would put it to exactly where you need it, right? And then when you let it go, the depth rod kind of sticks there, right? But if you really need it to be stuck there, like really hard, you need to cinch down this ring on this hammer drill. That way, it pretty much holds this handle right in there like that. As you can see right here, this ring around here seems almost entirely made of plastic, but it is DeWalt plastic or power tool plastic, and most people have never had any issues with that. So that's where that is. And as you can see right here, this is the 1-inch SDS PLUS chuck. Insert twist lock, pretty good to go. You just press down on it to pull it out, and there you go, right? So right here is the LED light, and just in case you didn't know what the LED light looks like, there it is, and it works generally pretty well because there's really nothing to get into the way of that. Okay, so if you look at this side, all this black stuff here is rubber overmold, general DeWalt overmold. So is this handle. So all this stuff is actually really comfortable to use, and it has the 3 modes here. As you can see right here, it has the hammer and drill mode, which is the rotary hammer drill, which is why you get this tool, right? Then you can press down on this button here and then turn the handle, or the button or selector, whatever you want to call it, and that's chipping mode or hammer only mode. You can also turn it this way to get it to rotary or pretty much drill only mode. Okay, so that right there is pretty nice. Here's where some vents where some of the air comes out, but unlike most rotary hammer drills that we've seen, this one actually has a belt hook built in right here. Okay, most rotary hammer drills do not have a belt hook built in, but this one does right here. Okay, and if you look right here, this is like a shock absorption system that kind of have built in here. Kind of sticks out on both sides, the left and the right side, as you can see right here. This back part of the handle is pretty much standard DeWalt grip. If you've used their power tools, impacts, drills, whatever, this is going to feel pretty standard. This is pretty comfortable right here. This is actually a one-handed trigger system, unlike other or most other SDS hammer drills we've seen so far, which are 2 fingers. You can use 2 fingers if you have tiny fingers like this, right? But it's really designed as a 1-finger trigger, okay? Otherwise, looking on the back side here, not too much, right? You're going on this side right here. In case we miss on the other side, we'll say it does say brushless right there. And it'll also say brushless on the sticker right here, just in case, you know, you didn't know your tool was brushless, all right? Otherwise, this tool is almost exactly the same without the selector switch. Obviously, some air comes out of here, but, you know, that's what you really get with the tool. And just like I said right there, brushless. There is no exact like loop that's built in here for like a fall detection or a rest type system, so you would probably hook into here or you hook it onto the handle, as most people would do, right? But other than that, that's all you really get with this tool, okay? So let's go take a look at another interesting thing I pointed out in the DCH273D handle style video, right? Let's go take a look at this part right here. As you can see right here, most people who use tools, impact guns, drills, or whatever know if you go from this right side and you press this way, right, you go forward, right? So usually whatever side you're pressing on has the arrow here, but as you can see with this, the arrow is actually pointed backwards. So if you press it in, it's kind of in your mind, if you're used to working the way you're always working, you assume that this is going to go forward, and you would be right, because if you check out this chuck right here, look, it actually, let's move it to drill mode, right? And it does rotate the right way. So it is rotating the right way. So the way you got to look at this little trigger thingy, whatever you want to call the selector switch, is that the part that's showing, right, is the direction that it's going. So don't let it get confused by the way the arrows are pointed, right? Because if you kind of look at it this way, you can kind of still see that even though it is selected to go in reverse, you can still see both, right? So it's a little confusing, so just use it the way you would use pretty much any tool, and then you will be ready to go, okay? So, you know, DeWalt does all this weird stuff for some reason, UWOs and all this stuff, you know, they're kind of doing their own thing, so they'll figure that out eventually. And as you can see right here, it has perform and protect, which is built into here, or the sticker that's on here, which has all the E-clutch, the shocks, and all that stuff. And I will go ahead and tell you, after a little bit of use on this, this is actually really comfortable to use, mainly because it's fairly compact, it's lightweight, and it has a shock absorption system that generally works pretty well. And if you want to make maximum or get the maximum benefit from that, you have to let the tool do the work and don't just like crush down on the tool, because then you will be feeling all the vibrations. All right, and as always, those numbers went by pretty quick, especially on a tool like this. So let's go take a look at the recap, all right? So we went over and tested this tool, which is the DCH273, and we tested it with a 9 amp hour fully charged flex volt battery, which is, you know, 9 amp hours in 20 volt mode, and not this 5 amp hour battery, okay? We're just using the 5 amp hour battery because it sits better right here, like this, right? And then with the flex volt battery, it just kind of tips over all the time. So let's go take a look at the numbers, all right? So on the first run, it went 19.45 seconds, second run 16.72 seconds, third run 16.60 seconds, okay? You take an average of 3 runs, you get 17.59 seconds, all right? This tool is in the SDS PLUS class. It is 1.55 foot-pounds of impact energy and 4,600 BPMs, okay? So where does this tool stand on the leaderboard? Let's take a look. With an average score of 17.59, this tool currently ranks in 3rd place on the leaderboard, right behind the Bosch GBH18V-26 and right in front of the Bosch GBH18V-26D, which is the D handle style of that tool, okay? So let's go take a look at a closer look actually at some of the numbers, okay? So this tool has 1.55 or 549 foot-pounds of impact energy at 4,600 BPMs. You kind of multiply them together, you kind of get somewhere around 7,125 work done per minute, right? So that actually is a pretty small number, right, compared to the other numbers you see on the leaderboard right now. It's actually the second smallest number, right, only larger, barely larger than the XRH04 from Makita, which is the brushed older generation D-handle style drill, right? But as we tell you in almost all of these videos, all these specs and numbers and stuff that manufacturers publish and stuff are all kind of under no load, right? Which is exactly why we need to put all these tools to the test, because everything changes once you put a tool under load, okay? So with a 7,125 work done per minute, right, it actually performs better than, let's just say, the Bosch GBH 18V-26D, the flex drop motor, obviously the DCH273, which is the D-handle style from DeWalt, and all this other stuff, right? So it's currently in third place, just beaten out by the Makita XGT and the Bosch GBH 18V, right? But we're literally talking splitting hairs here. I mean, these numbers are so close together, it really doesn't matter. The real thing you need to take away from this is that if you are going to get the DeWalt DCH or a DeWalt rotary hammer, do you want to get this one or do you want to get the DCH273? Obviously, I would recommend this one, the DCH273, mainly because not only does it perform a little bit better, it is just better all around, right? It is more compact. It has the shock absorption, vibration technology, and all that kind of stuff built into it, right? So that's the primary reason you really want to pick up this tool, right? Mainly because of all of those benefits, all right? So what can we say about this tool, right? So obviously, you know, DeWalt's been making tools for a long time. This is no different. And this is probably one of their newer rotary hammers that they've made so far, better than, you know, than the older generation DeWalt D-handle style ones. So this is obviously easy to use and compact, lightweight, has all the features that you really need, vibration controls, chipping, rotary, all this stuff. So if you're gonna pick up a DeWalt SDS rotary hammer, I would recommend you pick up this one, right? But would I go out and buy this one again? And yes, we did buy this one, so we'll go ahead and say this video is not sponsored. They did not send it to us. Would I go out and buy it again? If I was looking for one in the DeWalt lineup, yes, I would probably definitely go pick out this one again. Would I go buy it again right now? Personally, probably not, because now we have so many of these, it doesn't really make sense. But this is the one you would get from DeWalt if that's the one that you need to choose, okay? And what did we tell you about all of these tools and all of these videos, right? So pretty much all of these tools are gonna go be fine. You're gonna get the job done. They're all gonna get you home. None of these are literally like gonna fail you, right? At least none of the ones that we've tested so far, right? Sure, eventually there's gonna find some on the market that are just not great, and those will probably let you down, but none of these are really gonna be really bad, right? We're just splitting hairs and talking about which ones are the best. So just let the numbers speak for themselves. Otherwise, have a great day. Hope this video helped you guys out. Get back to work, and we'll see you guys next time.